Hey everybody, this is Joseph ProPatty. For this video, this is just a run through of the potion creation process for my game, The Potion Maker. I'll do another video later that shows a full walkthrough and talks about the gameplay and the setup. But right now I thought if someone's playing, they might want to get a better understanding of how you actually go through the creation of a potion. It might seem a little weird when you're reading the instructions. So basically, this is what occurs. So you have your worker right here, and he's traveled back to the hut with his resources. These are the ingredients. Basically, that says there's 4 types of ingredients. So once he's back, he's available as a worker. And then what you do is, let's put a little guy in the middle here. So we have 4 ingredients, and what we need to do is we're going to roll 4 dice. If this was 6 ingredients, you'd be rolling 6 dice, but in this case we had a 4, so we're going to roll 4 dice. So this is what we have, and basically our setup. Now if I'd rolled any doubles or triples, I'd have the option of taking those extras and creating another potion beyond this one, or just using all of them and then modifying the dice up or down by 1. If there's a space that's already occupied, let's say I had 2 5s, I would keep the original 5, and then one of the 5s I'd have to bring down to a 4 or bring up to a 6. If there was already a 6 here, then you're definitely forced to use the 4. If there's already something in 4 and 6, then you'd have to use that for another potion. So right now I've got no duplicates. So what you end up doing is you take these and you place them on the card like this. Once you have them in their locations, then you roll each one, and this kind of gives you the totals for that type of ingredient when you're doing your mix. Now the way the potion creation process works is not only do the dice move this center, it's kind of like a stirrer, and you're mixing your ingredients together, but you have your workers that can help you manipulate how the ingredients blend. And the way that is you have these 6 tasks that the workers can be placed in. So it's a worker placement game, as well as grid movement, or movement, dice rolling. But the way the worker placement is, you have these spaces where they're full circles, closed circles, or you have these open circles. If it's a closed circle, you can only have 1 worker in it. If it's an open, you can have 2 workers max to do that task. Now we have 3 workers available. Yes, there's 5 in the game, but the other assumption is that I have 2 out traveling. So these 3 workers that are in the hut are the ones I can use in this to help me with my potion creation. And every time you use a worker, it's an action point. You have 15, so you would keep track above. I got my cubes off, but basically you have your turns and your actions per turn. So if I did it without workers right now, the way the manipulation of this cube would be is based on the arrows. You have 5 that you'd move this way, so you'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2 back. And then you have this direction, so you got 1, 2, and then this direction, 1, 2. Now if it lands on a colored hex, that's the potion you make, and that's how much money you would earn by selling it to another kingdom. And like I said, your goal is you want 220 gold within the 15 turns. Now that's without worker manipulation, but I'm trying to build or create these black potions that are worth 20 gold. So I want to try and get to these locations where the best, meaning that's how I mixed the best ingredients and was able to manipulate my cauldron to get a black potion. So we know that I'd be brown here for just regular, but now I can use my workers and I can do these tasks. And I can manipulate the dice with my workers to help me get to these higher or these more expensive potions to sell those to other kingdoms. Now I want to get to here for the black. Or I can get to the red, which are 14. So to try and get to the black, I need to either move this way or this way. And I do that by using my workers to help me manipulate that, these dice, either values or positions. And if I want to go for this one, if I was able to make this a 5, that means this would stay center. And then I'd have to manipulate these 2 dice to get it over in this direction. And the way you can do that is you can, let's see here, if I do a flip, place a guy here, that would flip this over and make it a 5, so that means these are center located, so it won't move in direction here. I have 2 more workers, but I want to get it over to here. So 2 right now gets me here, and 2 is here. But I want to go 3 and 1. So that means I need to make this a 3 and this a 5. Now the way that could be possible is I can make, let's see, these are both even. I can make this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can do that. I could change this one by manipulating, these are odds and evens. So if it's an even die, I can go up to the next value, which is 4. If this was a 4, I could go up or down, which means I could make that a 6 or a 2 if this is 4. But since it's a 2, I can only go up. So then I can only put 1 worker in here. So that would make it a 4. So now I know I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I need to get up to here. And I know that I can go 1, 2. I just need 1 more. So then I do a plus. Make that a 3. And by using my workers, I know that I've taken 3 actions. So I go 1, 2, 3. And now I do my mix, and I know that 5 and 5 cancel out. 4 goes 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 3 goes 1, 2, 3. And I was able to make a black potion. So now what happens is I have, these are my potions that I'm traveling with, that my workers will go out and sell. So I take this and I use one of my workers and I put a 6, representing that it's a black potion for 20. And then what I'd have to do now is travel to the kingdom that buys the black potions. And once I get there, then I can manipulate my totals. And if I'm close, once I drop it off, I can go to another resource and do some mining and pull up some more ingredients and come back. But that's basically the function of, or the process of creating a potion. Your workers are what help you manipulate the process, and the dice are what are the ingredients, the totals, and how it mixes. So I hope that helps explain like the task, just to give you a little heads up on the tasks. This one is, it would allow you to rotate a dice clockwise. If you want to move this one here, you would have to swap. If you wanted to move this one to here, then you would put a worker on the counterclockwise. If it's open, you're okay, but if it's occupied by another dice, you have to swap them. And again, there's only 1 when it's a closed circle. Plus and or addition and subtraction, basically, if you want to increase the dice by 1, this would make it a 6, and you want to decrease this one by 1, it would make it a 2. And if you want to flip a die, that would make it a 1, or if you flipped this one, it would make it a 2. But that's what that one does. And then this one is odds and evens. So basically, if you had a 6, it's even, it would make it a 4. If you wanted to change this one, which is even, it could be a 2 or a 6. If it was odd, and you wanted to change it, this 5 would become a 3. If it was a 1, it would become a 3. And if it was a 3, it could become a 1 or a 5. So we have rotate a die clockwise, rotate a die counterclockwise, increase the value by 1, decrease the value by 1, flip the die, or odds and evens. And that's what the tasks are. So I hope that kind of give you a little bit better understanding of the potion creation process and make it a little easier to understand the rules. Thanks. I will again be creating another video that talks about the gameplay, components, the setup, and maybe a walkthrough. Thanks.